Hello SUMC, Rob here reporting in from one of SUMC Music's remote outposts with some more thoughts and another friendly check-in to continue to hope you're safe and well and to encourage you to stay in touch. If you passed the church this week, you may have noticed that the signboard out front, which usually shows you the upcoming Sunday's sermon title, is a bit different. It's not a sermon title this week, there is no sermon. Instead, it's that time of year when we advertise Cantata Sunday. But this year, what started as a snarky joke has become the actual text on the signboard, text which might have caused more than a few morning or afternoon commuters to pull a double take. They're doing what now? Only in New England, y'all. Usually, I write the scripts for these videos quite early in the week and record and edit them midweek. This week, I didn't, even though I knew what my topic would be. This week, I decided to take a chance and wait to do all that until, well, today, Friday, in the early morning. Because our choir and a few instrumentalist friends of ours got together last night for our last rehearsal before this Sunday morning as we put what we hoped would be the finishing touches on our Advent cantata. That final rehearsal is always one of anticipation and a bit of trepidation. No matter how much time we've put in on a large musical work like the one we're doing, that last session is the one single time where we put all the pieces together in the same place at the same time to see if we can keep this hulk together. Some large musical works are harder than others. Some Advent cantatas feature more instrumentalists than others. Every year is a little bit different, which makes it fun, but which makes that last rehearsal a bit of a mystery until we actually do it and find out what's what. This year we started work on Kevin's first Christmas cantata, he's written more than one, on September 28th. We presented this piece before, in 2009 in fact, so we had some idea how much work we'd need to put in order to get it all right. It's a rather challenging piece of music, and unlike concert ensembles who only rehearse those large musical works, our choir had to assemble anthems for each Sunday morning between September 28th and now, so not all our rehearsal time could be spent on what I have come to call the Murphy. So, thanks to technology, we were able to give our singers individualized MP3 files full of what the piece sounds like, plus their own voice parts highlighted so they could practice on their own if they liked, and a lot of those singers did practice on their own. We were able to offer our usual optional but fun extra rehearsals, which we call office hours, on Wednesday nights. Whoever wanted to show up and get a little extra work in on the Murphy was welcome. And they did. Sometimes a couple of people, other times more. And this past Wednesday, just about everybody. Voluntarily. Partly because perhaps they were concerned about nailing down all the notes. Partly because we do have a good time when we get together and rehearse. And this year, for the first time, one of our choir members who herself has lots of experience as a church musician led another weekly extra help session during the half hour before regular Thursday choir rehearsals, while Kevin and I were next door running our gospel group sessions. Divide and conquer? Or at least provide and conquer. And so all that led up to last night's rehearsal, which was very simply very successful. On Sunday morning, we think you'll see the end result of all this preparation and enjoy it. Now, we don't require you to sit there, listen to this year's Advent cantata and think, great heavens, what a lot of work that must have been to put together. In fact, in the moment, the goal is to not cause you to think that at all, but merely to have the music hit you and put you in the Advent spirit. We're telling the story of Christ's birth, after all, and that by itself ought to kind of stand on its own. And in fact, the very best performances, be they music or drama or dance or superhero movies or sports or anything else, are the ones during which you do not think what a fat lot of work that took to make happen. At that point, if you're thinking that, you've been taken out of the moment and that's not cool. But I did want to tip my cap to the 16 choir members and 3 guest instrumentalists who did their homework and brought their considerable skills together to make this cantata happen. A conductor can flap their arms all they want, but if they're not surrounded by good people putting in great effort, they can look pretty foolish. In fact, a conductor flapping their arms while surrounded by nobody is only making music inside their own head. So at the end of last night's rehearsal, I took a moment, even though at 9:10 p.m. we were 10 minutes past what I call union time, to actively appreciate, to verbally not take for granted the musicians of our congregation who committed so much time and effort to this project, as they do on a weekly basis, and who do so in a way that, for my money, puts them toward the top end of the 0 to great sounding choir number line. Salute, and we'll see you Sunday for what will be a glorious presentation in Excelsis Deo. Anyway, please check back here every Friday afternoon if you like for more video hellos here on SUMC's Facebook page or on the new SUMC YouTube channel, Sudbury United Methodist Church 2501. My email address will appear here momentarily. Please feel free to use it anytime for any reason. And as always, if you need to get in touch with any church staff people for any reason, please do during normal business hours. Because no matter how, no matter what, doing the work of the church together is the big thing. Keep in touch, keep the faith, stay connected.